Hello, good evening, and welcome to tonight's edition of The Probe. And of course, we are live on DSTV channel 421, GoTV 125. We're also live on Joy 99.7 FM here in Accra and Love 99.5 FM in Kumasi, and more than 30 affiliates across the country. And we're also live on social media across all platforms at Joy News, on TV. And around the world, we are on myjoyonline.com. Tonight, Ghana's housing sector presents a troubling paradox. While the national housing deficit continues to widen, despite decades of policy interventions by successive governments, the number of vacant and underutilized housing units is also increasing. In simple terms, many people cannot find decent housing, yet many completed homes remain empty. This points to deep structural problems in a number of things, including affordability, access, planning, and, of course, market mismatch, not just a shortage of supply. Tema, once celebrated as Ghana's flagship planned industrial city, is not exempt from this particular contradiction. Developed in the 1960s by the Tema Development Corporation under the first president of Ghana, I hope you recall, Dr. Kwame Nkrumah, Tema was actually designed as a model city with orderly planning, service neighborhoods, and integrated housing delivery. But 6 decades later, the pressure of rapid urbanization has outpaced the original master plan for Tema. Today, residents face a mix of challenges: encroachment on public lands, proliferation of unauthorized structures, aging housing stock, failing sanitation and sewage systems, redevelopment disputes, ground rents and land administration concerns, and many, many, many more. Well, Joy News Research has been examining Ghana's housing deficit and how these pressures are playing out in the city of Tema. And we'll put down your screen shortly so you understand the real picture in graphical terms. And there you see Ghana's housing deficit trend over the years. So from 1950, the housing deficit stood at about 1 million. And if you push forward to 2010, it rose to 2.8 million. But the figure we are seeing in 2021 seems to have dropped from 2.8 to 1.8, which means between that period, something significant was done. So we saw about 33% drop in Ghana's housing deficit, which now stands at 1.8 million. So here is the paradox I actually spoke about earlier. You see the housing, demand for housing in Ghana, the deficit stood at 1.8 million, whereas the houses that sit empty is at 1.3 million. That's the big problem we want to discuss here and look at it from the Tema situation. Let's proceed so you understand further. Now, the situational shift from lack of building to lack of affordable buildings. That's what we want to look at in this particular situation, as you see on the screen. Now, Ghana's housing deficit, a look at TDC Ghana Limited. Of course, like I said, it was set up in 1952, and its initial mandate was to plan and develop public land for various land users and manage the township of Tema that had been created to provide accommodation for workers of the industries in Tema. But that mandate has been revised. And as you see there, now they are to expand, or that mandate has to expand its operational and geographical scope beyond the Tema acquisition area, what we call TAA, and also undertake other operational activities that hitherto it could not do. So beyond Tema now, the TDC can do some work. And why TDC was created? Of course, the construction of the Tema Harbour and the Akosombo Dam required thousands of workers at the time, but there were no infrastructure to support such workers. And so the TDC was created to provide that infrastructure. And secondly, to provide stratified housing, which is low cost, middle and high income for the labor force in Tema at the time. Now, let's look at Tema's population then and now. And on your screen, you see that before, it was about 1.3 or 1,300, in terms of the population, source. But if you look at it from then to now, 2021, that has rose to 552,000. When Tema was first created, the population was about 1,300. Today, 2021, we are looking at 552,000. A huge figure, same infrastructure. How do we cope? How do we deal with the challenge of housing? That's why tonight we are asking, what is the real housing deficit situation in Tema? What is the scale and nature of Tema's housing deficit today? And how is TDC responding to rising housing demand and complex urban management challenges in Tema? Well, joining me in the studio is the Managing Director of TDC Ghana Limited, Kaizer Nunekpeku. You're welcome to the conversation tonight.
Thank you, my brother. Thank you. Thank you for having me.
You can join the conversation also via social media and bring your comments. Tell us what you make of the situation in Tema. Join News on TV. When I return, we'll go straight into the conversation. My name is Carlos Galoni. Stay with us. Welcome back, and thank you so much for staying with us here on The Probe. We are live, like I said, on Joy 99.7 FM for those who are listening to us on radio. And we're grateful to have the MD of TDC Ghana Limited in studio. We are looking at housing deficit in the country, but focusing on Tema. You are welcome once more. Before we even go into the conversation, how has life been since you took office as the MD of TDC?
Thank you, Carlos. It's not been easy, but that's why we've been put into office to correct some of these things. It's been very challenging, I must be honest with you, but thankfully we are up to the task and we are fixing it.
What were some of the challenges you met when you first came into office?
Numerous. Several challenges of the housing deficit you're saying now. I mean, for 8 years, there have not been any improvement on what we left in 2016. I can tell you confidently, since we left office, not even a single bedroom was added to what we left. The structure defects, I mean, the office structures were not properly in place. A whole lot that we are going to go into the details now.
So for 8 years that your predecessor was in office, 8 years, you're telling us she did not add just a single room. Is that a point?
I'm telling you, not even a single room was initiated, started, and completed during the 8 years period, as far as TDC is concerned.
But we've seen some works on the Tema Community 26 area.
Yes, that's why I said not even a single room was initiated, started, completed for the 8 years period. The 26th one, when the records are there, everybody can check it. When we came, they have already done the award.
The previous NDC government?
No, the NPP did the award.
Okay.
And
Which year?
That was the end. I mean, that was at the eve of the election.
Okay.
That's when they did, and that was the end. So we came in and have to restructure the whole thing, modify the drawings. I mean, you can imagine you are having a 2-bedroom house with only one toilet in this modern days. No balcony. I mean, the whole drawing was in not the best of shape. So we have to quickly redefine the whole structure, the drawing, modified to suit the current modern time, and properly do some few things and put it back to track.
That's specific to Tema Community 26?
Specific to Tema Community 26. And to the extent that we have done all these things within this short period in office, that's less than 1 year, and we are on track to deliver a record time, 800 minimum. By May, June, hopefully, we'll deliver 800 of 2-bedroom unit flats to Ghanaians by the by May, June, hopefully, we should be able to complete this one and hand over.
This year?
This year. Unprecedented in the history of this country.
We'll come back to the details of that particular, but you were telling us about the challenges you met in office. And the housing deficit is what we are very much interested in. You've seen the population as at 1960 and today, 500 and something plus. So what was the deficit when you first left office? You, as in the NDC government, left office, if you have the figures.
Well, first of all, let me say hello to Ghanaians watching us and online and viewers all over the world. I also want to thank Ghanaians for supporting us and being with us for this period in office for almost 1 year. There is a very ugly development. I just want to put that one across quickly, that we can proceed. When I was coming from Tema to this place, I passed through as many as about 8 traffic lights to get to Joy FM. I have noticed these children, they are not Ghanaians. You can tell from their looks and everything that these are not Ghanaians. These children hovering around traffic light, immediately the traffic indicate red, you have to stop. They besiege your car, virtually trying to open your door, begging for alms. I think something ought to be done immediately, and I'm putting this across to the authorities that matter in this area to quickly get to work and get these children out of the street. It may give us bad rating as far as these children advocacy and stuff like that are concerned if we don't get them out. They are not Ghanaians.
Right.
You can see clearly from their look and everything. The way
I believe the Ministry of Gender and Social Welfare
will take care of
this issue up.
So back to your question. Yes, thank you very much. I don't have the statistics at the time we were leaving office and now, but we all know the investment we put in the housing industry. The likes of the Sagleme, the likes of Adenta housing project, the likes of the whole housing project. All over the country, Kumasi, the ones we're doing for Afari, Kumasi, the military, the police, and all these ones were actually work in progress before we left office. Some of them were completed. Of course, some of them were also left, including the Saglame. Even the Committee 26, we started something there. The Site 3, Site 1, Site 3, we were doing some projects there. Some of these projects were ongoing before we left office. So if our predecessor...
In Tema proper, what were some of these specific projects?
The specific ones were the Committee 26.
Okay.
That's the affordable housing projects that we were doing before we left office. Then also the Site 3. We started the Site 3 where we were doing this 8-story building, 10-story building. Some of them were at the point of completion. I mean, some of them have completed just for us to put them in the market and sell them. But unfortunately, the focus, we drifted from the main focus and were focused on the low-hanging fruits, issues like selling land. We sold almost every land.
So TDC became a land-selling institution? Is that what you're saying?
That's what we witnessed in the past 8 years. We are just focused on the land. Everywhere we get land, we just put it out because it was, quick and you get the revenue as quick as possible. The focus supposed to be the housing for the middle class, developing housing for the middle class and the lower class. You can see the statistics says all. Where do we have houses in excess, but still we have housing deficit? There must be a reason for that.
What is the reason?
And the reason simple is that affordability. Most of these houses we are building are not affordable. And some of these houses you see all over the places, I'm talking specifically to Greater Accra now, and Tema in particular, they are just, money laundering. They may dispute it, they may argue it, but that's the facts.
Money laundering happening how?
People just want to wash their money, their dirty money. That's it. So they build these houses to cover up for the source of their money. So the houses are being built, nobody is occupying them. Because the poor, the people who need the money, they cannot afford those type of building. They cannot afford it.
And you have
and the people who are building those houses, because the source of the money is cheap, so they can afford to put it in there. I don't care. If you've gone to borrow money from the bank and you build these houses, you will make efforts to put them in the market so that you can recoup your investment.
Right.
But because the source of the money, they did not suffer for it, the source of the money is questionable. So they don't care. They build these houses and they leave it there as an inheritance or as a property, and they just don't care about it because they've not borrowed any money.
Okay.
That's why I'm saying that they are trying to wash the money. They are trying to, it's money laundering, basically. Okay? That's why at the top level, there's so much building or housing that in excess of almost 1.3 million. Yes, housing.
Yeah.
When it comes to the lower rate, the lower class and the middle class going down, we are in excess of about 1.8 to 2 million deficit. That's huge. And that is what we are trying to tackle now.
Okay.
That's why we are introducing the district housing project.
Okay.
That's why we are introducing...
Is that what TDC is doing specifically?
Yes.
Or it's a government policy?
It's a government policy, but TDC has a role to play in this all.
Okay.
The works and housing, and under which TDC is operating under. Then we have state housing as well.
Okay.
They are also playing a role,
right.
Vital role. Okay. So TDC now have embarked on these affordable housing, like what we are doing at Committee 26 now.
Right.
Really affordable.
What has actually happened to those projects you started that you said the previous administration actually left? Well, because I have visited those sites, I've seen some of those structures still there.
Yes. Just very soon, I know for a fact, Sagleme is coming on board soon.
Is TDC tackling the Sagleme?
No, TDC is not handling the Sagleme.
Okay.
Sagleme is being handled by another, company. I don't have the details now, but I know for a fact that something is going on there. I have been to the site, I've seen some movement, and work is being done so that they can put these thousands of buildings, put it back to the market to solve a problem, okay? Then TDC, we are also, like I said earlier on, in fact, we are aiming at delivering a minimum of 2,000 two-bedroom flats this year. And
2,000?
2,000.
And that's you said June you deliver that?
We are delivering about 800 by May, June. 800 will be in the market. And we are hoping that by the end of the year, we should be able to meet our target.
Which site are these?
We are looking at Ho. We are also looking at Tema Enclave.
Okay.
These are the places we are developing now.
Okay.
Not too long ago, just before we went for the festive period, we have to go and launch our the Oxygen City.
We'll come to the Oxygen City, but I want us to pick it from when you came into office, the key challenges you faced. You mentioned one, your previous predecessor did not do much, and they were into selling lands instead of maybe focusing on developing structures, getting homes for Ghanaians to live in. Beyond that, what were some of the challenges you met when you came to office?
Before you can operate an environment, when you come, there must be structures. The structures must be in place for you to operate smoothly. We had cracks even in the office structure we came to meet. Departments were not functioning properly. Things were being done haphazardly. The whole thing was being hijacked by just one or two people who were managing things at will.
Who were those people?
You know them.
No, I don't know them.
You know them. My predecessor, I don't want to focus on that.
No, but we need to understand
we have
the gravity of the problem we are solving.
We have taken over a company. Okay. And once we take over the liability and the assets.
Assets, of course.
Of course. So, by God being so good, in this 1 year, we fix it.
You fix what?
We fix the company. It's on track now.
What was the company's performance?
Finances are good.
What was the challenge that you fixed?
Our company now can boast of some vital departments. TDC is an estate developer. How can you have an estate developer? You don't even have electrical department, mechanical department. So at all time, you have to outsource it to a consultant. And when you outsource it to a consultant, by the time you finish your project, the memory, the history is with the consultant. Anytime you need it, you have to go and beg this consultant. So we said, no, we have to establish some of these departments. We have to fix some things in the company. When you come to TDC now, even the outlook of the company tells you what we are doing there. Before you walk to TDC and you can go to everywhere, walk to anybody's offices. It's no more like that. It's now looking like a proper corporate organization.
If you say proper corporate organization, what do you mean? Because we've known TDC to be operating as a corporate organization.
Probably you have not been there, so you don't know what was going on. It was just a name. It was just a name. But if you've been to TDC prior to the election, you know how decayed things have been, how terrible things have gone bad. Okay? It was just a company that was hanging in there. As a matter of fact, they were just going to list it and sell it out until we came in and put things in place, structure the whole company, revamp some departments that have collapsed. This was TDC before. Look at it. This is TDC before and TDC now. This is TDC now. Okay?
How this transformation you are talking about, how is that reflecting on the money in terms of output of the company financially as we speak today?
Yes, it's raking in a lot of revenue. The confidence level of Ghanaians in TDC now has gone up. You can do your own survey and you know, before you submit a document to TDC, nobody cares. You don't even know where your document is.
Okay.
You put in an application for something, a service, nobody minds you. Your application can be there for years. But now you can track your application. You can track whatever you put in TDC and know at this stage, my document is here, is that place, is coming out very soon, it's at this department, it's at that department. You can track it now. These are the work we have to do.
Okay.
To put a company to a state.
So have you been able to reduce the housing deficit in Tema within this 1 year since you came?
You know, it's impossible to do that in 1 year. Housing takes time.
Okay.
But we've put in the structures. We laid the foundation. Okay. That's why I'm able to tell you that in a matter of May, we are going to put in the market about 800. Then by the close of the year, we are very, very, very hopeful that by close of the year, 2,000 of the two-bedroom will be put to the market.
Let's look at land acquisition in Tema. It's a big issue. You just said that your predecessor or the administration that was in office before you came were so much interested in selling land. Were these lands public land? Because I have covered stories in Tema where public spaces, Community 5 football park near the Tema, what's the name, Tema Secondary School area was a big matter. I have covered stories in Community 12, all those areas where, you know, investors are interested in grabbing this land. So tell us about those lands. Are they still for TDC or many of these lands have been sold out?
You know, it's a 63 mile square space that was given to the company.
63
mile square.
Okay.
Yeah. That is used to be Tema Development Corporation and now TDC Ghana Limited when the law was amended 2016-17. That gives it a mandate to operate, not only operate at the TAA, you know, enclave, but we can now move beyond the Tema enclave and develop. Hence, we have to move to the regions. Yes, the land issue is becoming a challenge where people think that they can just move to a space, fill it, do whatever they want to do, and come to TDC and say, regularize it for me. It doesn't work that way. There are processes everybody must pass through to say that I own TDC land. If you don't go through that process, you can do whatever you want to do on that land. You are doing it at your own risk. For all you know, that land has been allocated or is for somebody. But you think that the land is empty or is a swampy area.
Is that the issue on the ground in
That
Tema?
is the issue on the ground.
That people just go grab lands?
The area you just mentioned, that's the children's park.
Exactly.
People just think that they can just go there, put up structures, and live there. It's not the case. Every space in Tema belongs to somebody or belongs to the state. And you can't just move to the state land, put up structures, and say, I'm going to live in there. This has been the battle between TDC and some assemblymen. And the emphasis here is some assemblymen. Okay? Some recalcitrant assemblymen. They think that they can just approach people, take whatever they want to take, and give them the space, put your container here, put your kiosk here, put your wooden structure here.
So Tema has become containerized.
Which is terrible. It's not good. And we need to do something about it. And that's what we are doing now. It's tough. It's difficult. It's not easy at all.
Are there any state lands that have been bought under shady deals that you'll be looking into?
A lot.
About how many?
Since I came to power, we've been working on some of these things, and we recovered more than 40 lands. 40 plots. Some, that's the residential plots that were recovered. Majority of them were recovered from the Furiata family. Yes, majority of them were recovered from the Furiata families. And the rest, we've been working hard to get some from
So, but people. You know that as joiners, we cannot independently...
No, you are talking to the managing director of TDC. What else do you want to verify this?
We can confirm that, though.
No, you are talking to the managing director. What else do you need to confirm this?
Okay. All right. So we'll leave it like that. Let's look at the Ramsar.
They can challenge me. I have had a press conference, and I've said this openly. Openly, I've had a press conference and said this
so
to the media.
So these lands are back to the full...
They are back to the full TDC. Okay? Then industrial lands, commercial land. You know, Tema was built for industries, commercial activities. Then, of course, when people are going to operate industry and commercial activity, there is no way they have to come from far. That's why we have to include the residential aspect of it. So you realize that from Committee 1, 2, 3 up to Committee 12, pure residential areas. Then when you go to the industrial areas, I mean, the free zone, the back of free zone, and those area. These are all the industrial areas, all right? So we have been managing this for all this while. And there are a lot of lands, like you said, that has been questionable. We've done a lot to recover some of them, and we are going to reassign them for people who are ready to invest immediately. People who just...
Any prosecutions on the lands?
Well, you can do yours and leave the rest to the investigators or state agencies that are responsible for that. We have handed over some of these things to Yoko. Some have been handed over to the NIB, and they are doing their work as well. I have been invited a couple of times for further information, which I've provided. And I know they are doing their work. At the right time, probably we will get to know where they've got it.
Let's look at the Ramsar site. It's a big matter in Tema. You'll find big politicians filling lands in community 12, 10, 5, 6 area. I don't know if this has come to your attention, first of all.
Yes. In fact, when I assumed office, Ramsar site was my first operation. I have to quickly run there to conduct some operations there to safeguard the place. Until date, the level of encroachment at the Ramsar is terrible. And we have to do something about it. But the challenge we are having is the citizen. Education have gone on, negotiations have gone on, dialogues have gone on. But people will not budge. People think that once the land is available, we can sell it. We have some challenges with the traditional people, even pastors, religious people. We are having some problem with them, where pastors are the front line of selling Ramsar. Traditional leaders also think that the land belongs to them. They are the custodians of the land, original custodians of the land. So they should be allowed to do whatever they want to do over there. But that place has been paid for to the extent that even Ghana government, if we want to go and take over that land, we have to engage the UN. We have to engage the UN because it has become an international place reserved for fauna. Okay, so we can't just move in there and start developing that place. We have tried to engage them. That is why it handed over to Game and Wildlife. The Forestry Commission also occupied a portion so that they can manage, not to sell. But what do we have now? It's been sold left, right. So that was my first operation. We've gone there. Unfortunately, we have to pull down some structures.
How many?
Difficult decisions.
How many?
Quite a lot of them.
Including those belonging to big politicians?
Of course. Of course. That is why I keep telling people that, look, to be appointed as TDC Managing Director is a difficult task. You have to be tough. You have to be really tough. You must have a very thick skin to be able to sit in that office. Because wherever you turn to, there's a problem. To the left, right, forward, backward. If you do nothing to, there is a problem. So we need to, I went to that space. We pulled down structures. Then, of course, there was another operation that was led by the regional minister, Honorable Linda Oklu, supported by TDC, TMA, Tema West, NADMO. We all went to that, space together with the, national security. And we conducted a massive operation there. You saw it. It was all over the news. But the people will not budge.
All right.
Okay? And I keep saying this. Look, the day we will have a heavy rainfall in this country, if care is not taken, the beautiful motorway that is being constructed now, nobody will be able to use the motorway. If we don't clear the Ramsar, we don't take the bull by the horns and clear the Ramsar, a time will come with heavy rainfall, nobody
whose responsibility is it to clear? TDC, TMA?
All of us have a responsibility, and we are doing our best.
So we are sitting on time bomb.
We are doing our best. Look, if I move to Ramsar today and start pulling, I know you will call me. The media will come after me. Why are you destroying homes? Why are you rendering Ghanaians homeless? Why are you pulling structures that people have earned their money to build? That is what you come to say. But here we are. You are talking about Ramsar. How are we preserving that space? How are we protecting that space? I have a solution. I put a solution on the table, and we are all thinking about it. How are we going to do it? Because it's capital intensive. I'm talking about, let's construct a canal. If you go to Holland, if you go to London, there's a canal. Okay, let's construct a canal from Santor, that is all around Ashama, under the motorway, into the ocean, and create...
Is that not what we've done with Odo?
No, Odo is a different thing. When you construct a proper canal, it becomes a tourist center.
Okay.
To the extent that even boats can run on it to and flow. I mean, if you travel, you see these things outside.
Right.
We can do the same thing, just that it's capital intensive.
Okay.
When we do this, we will now engage the UN and let them understand that that place have at least...
Have you put this proposal on the table?
Yes, we have drawings.
Has it been received?
Yes, we are still talking about it.
So you're going to work on this?
We are still talking about it. So when we do that, we free the space.
Okay.
We free the space. And now, we contain the water in that canal.
I think that point has been made. Let's look at...
so the Ramsar will come back because the rains will start very soon. And you are going to go after us.
But if you say the Ramsar is going to come back, we still have politicians as we speak this evening.
I am also a politician.
Do you have a house there?
I don't.
But you know politicians have homes there?
That is why we are pulling it down.
Okay.
So we will still come back to Ramsar. Mark my words. When the rain starts, you are going to call us. There's a flood somewhere, and the flood can be traced to those who are encroaching into Ramsar.
Okay, let's look at internal issues in TDC. Okay. Concerns have been raised by many residents in TDC that there are elements in TDC that when you want to maybe get your documents, they pass so many kululu ways and, you know, sometimes they even sell your property behind your back and all that. Is this something that is actually happening now?
Not now. Yes, in the past, yes, it's possible. I have properties in Tema. Before I even got to TDC, I have had several challenges personally. So I am very confident with some of these issues. Okay.
How are you addressing those concerns?
We have addressed them by putting down a system to track every activity of whatever is happening in TDC. That's why I said earlier on, if you walk to TDC today and say you want to register your documents, once you slot in that application, you can track the application to wherever it's going. We will track it from this place to that place to that place to that place. I mean, if it's at MD's office, you will know. If it's at estate, you know. Development, you will know. Okay, town planning, you will know. To the last end of the document.
Okay.
These are the system we have put in place since we assumed office. And it's been working perfectly. Perfectly. Even if you think that you can't go through the traffic, you want it fast track, we have established what we call the VIP lounge, where we have the prestige services and the premium services. You just walk in, pay a little, and you'll be served within a matter of days, not weeks, not even weeks.
You have all your documents.
We have all your documents, depending on what you want. These are systems we have put in place. Okay? And it's working perfectly. People are testing to that. Okay. And we are running. Do you know TDC is the first organization, state organization, to launch the 24-hour economy.
You're running 24-hour economy?
Yes. To the extent
how are you doing that?
And to the extent that our 24-hour call center is operating since June to date. We've never locked that door since the 5th of June up to now.
What do you do in the office?
That is the office that we use to track every call in the whole world. When you're in China, as we speak now, probably Chinese are sleeping. Okay? By daytime, by daytime in China, we are sleeping. But they can call to TDC and somebody will receive their call. We operate that office from 6 to 10 p.m. 10 p.m. from 6 to 2 p.m. 2 p.m. to 10 and 10 to 6. In that cycle, 24 hours, 7 days. Sundays, we are working. In fact, now, if you are in Tema or wherever you are, you can walk to TDC on Saturday, you'll be served. You can walk to TDC on Sunday, you'll be served. That is how we have improved on our services. Look, if you have documents, I'm coming. If you have documents now, and you don't want to come to TDC, you are Joy FM now, just call TDC, one of our hotlines. Our courier service that we have established since assumption of office will come to you, pick the document, process it for you, and bring it back to you.
That point has been made. I'm interested in some of the buildings you actually demolished in Tema, not the Ramsar site. Why?
Yes.
People do not have homes to live in Tema.
Yes.
I think Kaizer Flats, Italian Flats in Comte 2 area. Why are you
Kaizer Flats is running at the background. Is it a building, be honest with me, that you want to live in? Look at this. Is it a building you want to live in?
These structures were put up which year, 1960?
Yes, those days, Kwame Nkrumah structures. That some of them have been sold out to the people who are living in it now.
This is Kaizer Flat?
This Kaizer Flat. In fact, this is our new concept, which we are starting hopefully by next month. We've been able to clear space around the Kaizer Flat that will take 4 of these buildings. 15 story. We are going 15 story, 4 per floor. So 60 families per block. We have space to do 4 now. On completion, what you see on the screen is what you see on the ground.
And this will take how long to
We are looking at a maximum of 24 months. Maximum 24 months.
You'll finish the 4 blocks.
Complete the 4 blocks. That will occupy 240
What
families.
will happen to those who are actually living there now?
So the 240 flats that will be ready. Then the people who are living there in those buildings that are collapsing, they are just about 30 or 40. We move them to this one and take possession of the old ones, pull them down, and redevelop this one too.
Do they need to buy these houses?
They don't need to buy, it's free. Just move, relocate from the old one to the new one. Because look, my brother, we have a space for them at Committee 26. Boom, 26. Light is there, water is there, proper road network, security, gated, everything. And we ask them, 3 bedrooms. As we speak now, move to those facilities and free this space so that we can pull it down.
Are they willing to move?
They say no, because the excuse is traffic. There's traffic on that stretch, so they cannot move.
So the plan is to develop this one and
so
keep
we're
them
going
here.
to develop, since we are able to create space for 4, that will occupy 240 families. And they are just about 30 or 40, okay? So let's develop these 4, move them in, have the space, pull it down, and develop the rest. Because we are going to do about 10 of these. That is what we are calling the Kaizer Redevelopment Agenda, which will start the Tema.
So what is the infilling?
The infilling will start from Italian Flat.
Okay.
When you go to Italian Flat is around Committee 2. From the Polytechnic going towards Agbamami, if you are very conversant.
Yeah, I eat from Agbamami sometimes.
You eat from Agbamami, that's good.
Right.
Next time you come to TDC Canteen.
Sure.
We've established a state-of-the-art canteen in TDC since the assumption of office. Okay. Yeah. So we have identified spaces that can take about 10.
In between the blocks?
In between the blocks.
Right.
And it's 10-story building. Each floor is 2 flats. 10 of that. So each block is 20 flats.
Okay.
That's what we are having. We're going to do about 10. And whilst we
Starting from?
I mean, we are looking at around roughly May. We have gotten clearance already from Ministry of Finance. We are now at procurement processes. We will be done very soon. And we can just move to the market.
Where are you getting the funds to put these structures up in Tema?
Yeah, TDC is going to fund it.
How?
We have a strategy of funding.
Tell us, we are interested. This is a public matter. We're interested in how you're going to fund it.
If the likes of these private companies like DevTraco, the likes of Reggie Manuel, can put up a system and do 40-30-30 or 30-30-40, okay, we can do the same.
Is government funding you?
Government is not funding us. We fund ourselves. TDC, it's internally generated funding that we use for everything that we do. We have done the plan, we have done the bills, and we know and we are capable of building some of these buildings. So we've started, the drawings are completed, architectural drawings are ready, structural drawings are ready, mechanical, electrical drawings, we are done with all the drawings. We are now at the stage of procurement. We've passed the stage of Ministry of Finance of giving us clearance. We are now doing procurement. And very soon, you see that some of these structures will start. That's why we are calling the e-filling at the Italian flat. This is going to be the revolution.
Okay.
The start of the redevelopment of Tema. It's going to be tough.
Sewage is a big issue in Tema.
Yeah.
Whose responsibility is it?
It's a local government.
Why local government?
And basically,
you collect ground rent.
Yes, it's the local government and probably the TMA. But you know, until the coming to being of the 1992 Constitution and the assemblies, okay, we were in charge entirely of the Tema enclave, all right? And TDC span across 6 assemblies. We are talking about Tema Metropolitan Assembly, Tema West, Krowa, Ashama, Adenta, and Katamansu, exactly. These 6 assemblies is what TDC is dealing with. So it's a very complex, assignment.
No, but my question is limited to Tema.
I know.
It's a big matter for every resident living in Tema.
I know. Okay, we have a plan. We can contribute, but we cannot lead this agenda. There has been a lot of discussion.
But the concern for many residents is that you collect ground rents from them.
Yes. We do.
So you cannot say that because the law has been changed and now the responsibility has been shifted to the local assembly and all that, it is not part of your responsibility.
No, we are not
because
shifting.
You continue to take money from
we are not
you
shifting,
should be part
we
of
are
the
not
solution.
Shifting entirely from that. In fact, when I assumed office, it's one of the things that was on the table. To the extent that I even established a committee. We look at it, we came up with some drawings. I was even engaging some Singaporeans. I've gone to Singapore, I've seen the concept they've done. They were coming to do something similar. They don't even want to charge us. All they needed is assurance that the end product, they will have it free, where they can use for liquid and solid fertilizer, okay?
Okay.
They went to channel the whole Tema waste into a particular place, and we will not have anything to do with the end product. They want to use it.
That's a good concept.
Of course. So this concept we've shared with the people that matter, and we are still discussing.
How far with it?
We've gone far. We've gone far. No, it's a very complex thing. It involves several ministries. I'm talking about the Ministry of Works and Housing. I'm talking about the Ministry of Local Government will be involved as well. Finance, Ministry of Finance will be involved, okay?
And you are leading this particular negotiation?
We have done some work that we are.
So what can you tell residents of Tema who are so much not happy with the sewage or the sewer system in Tema?
They should rest assured it will be fixed. It will be fixed. We have a lot to do.
Your ground rent is in deficit of 600 million Ghana cedis.
Yes. We have a challenge. And the challenge is the data. The data is a big challenge. I would have wished that we had a system to track every household. But unfortunately, like I told you, we came to meet a company that almost the entire structure has broken down. Nothing was working in that company. No ERP. We didn't have anything. So now we are revamping some of these things to the extent that we have now gotten to a stage where very soon our ERP will be working.
ERP is?
That is the enterprise system that can track every activity of the company that is working. Okay, you synchronize all your departments, synchronize the system, the billing, even everything.
How long is that going to take so you can get the 600 million?
Well, when this is done, we are trying to also. Can you imagine that even our assets registrar, there was nothing like that. I'm telling you the truth.
TDC
assets
doesn't have a register of each asset.
Asset register. If I tell you what is going on there, that's what I'm telling you. There's not everything.
So how are you able to track and collect the ground rent and all these fees?
That's where the gap is. It's a huge way. There's so many things I can put up here. That's where the gap is. several gaps. But thankfully, we're able to close some of these things and we are able to get on track. Gradually, we are moving.
You are working on it. Tell me about the green belt in Tema. You know, some of us grew up in Tema, and we know the green belt. Between 8 and 9, there used to be green belts, and all the way to come to 1, all those places. Today, those green belts have become container estates.
We've lost it all.
Why?
We've lost it all. I must be very honest with you. I'm not going to polish it. We've lost it all because it all was sold out. And that's the battle.
Sold out or rented out?
Sold out. Some have been given out on license, some have been direct allocation, and now we are battling people who are occupying them. There's no space. Everything was sold out.
These sales, are they not illegal? Because Tema is an industrial city,
yes,
and the carbon levels are so high. And I mean, those who designed the city believe that there should be some green zones to, you know, collect this carbon emission.
Yeah,
there should be a solution.
That's the idea.
What are you going to do about that?
We reserve some of these spaces for trees to take care of the bad carbon.
Yeah.
Okay, because the tree gives oxygen.
Sure.
Look, let me give you a classic example. TT Brothers. You know TT Brothers?
Yeah.
From TT Brothers going to Boom, we left a whole reservoir, a reserve space for greenbelt, for trees. They sold it. They sold everything. And now when you drive into that place, you can see that concrete and bricks are taking place now.
I see a fuel station and around the Gulf area.
Exactly. They sold it.
These were reservations?
These places were reserved purposely for trees to take care of the free zone. The bad carbon that will be coming from the free zone, to take care of it. They sold everything. Look, go to Committee 3 from PV roundabout, going to Agbamami, your place.
Yeah.
They sold it.
Wow.
These ones, I have to say no way and reverse it.
So those are part of the land you said you've not been able to. So all these
and several places.
What is the plan?
The plan.
Because at the end of the day,
look,
the city of Tema needs clean air.
When you try to do some of these things because they've sold it, and the people also bought it, unfortunately legally, some of them you negotiate, you dialogue. Those that you can get them a replacement elsewhere, fine. Some of them, to what you do, you just have to use some level of tactics and tricks to get it back. And some of them who don't understand will take you on.
Okay.
By taking you to court.
We are running out of time. We need to touch on so many things.
Yes, I know.
The structures you are putting up.
Yeah.
We looked at deficit, housing deficit, and we say many of the houses in the country are not being occupied because of cost and access and all that. These ones you're going to put up, how expensive or cheap are they going to be?
Yes, we are looking at as low as 500,000 Ghana cedis, and with very flexible terms of payment, to the extent that we're trying to see if people can even pay within a matter of 5 years, 10 years, a long-term, system we put in place for people to pay. So
500,000.
500,000.
That's old 5 billion.
Yes.
For how many bedrooms?
Why do you want to mention?
No, for somebody who is listening, who doesn't understand.
You want to mention billion to scare
people? For how many bedrooms?
For 2 bedrooms.
In Tema proper?
In Tema proper.
Okay.
They are looking at some to around 600, 680. In fact, we have a single bedroom that is about 260,000. Okay, that can also...
That is selling now?
Selling now.
The one in front of TDC, those structures?
No, the one in Boom. Committee 26. Committee 26 proper. Gated, security. Water, light, roads are completely done. Everything is
Tell me about
That's what you see.
Oxygen City.
Yes, the Oxygen City is part of our new vision where we are moving from the Tema acquisition area and we are going outside the region. As you can see on your screen, we were there on the 17th of December to launch that city. It's going to be the biggest estate in Ghana. We're going to have a place for apartments, service plots for those who want to build, just buy the land and build on their own. We're going to have an industrial park in that city. We're going to have tourism, where we will build a state-of-the-art hospital. In that space, we'll have a golf course in that estate. We're going to have executive homes built there. We have a space also for hospitality, We are trying to liaise with the likes of Movenpick, the like of Fiesta Roya and the rest, who think they have interest and can move in there. Look, the whole economy is changing and changing very fast, okay? Look, most of these cities, like Cape Coast was built on the UCC, you know, Kumasi City was built, and the economy transformed on the KUST. You can name them, okay? So we are thinking that with the coming on board of UHAS, in addition to Ho Technical University, that's going to be a huge university, a huge economy that we can, leverage on infrastructure. Now, when you go to Ho, you will not get houses to rent. There's no houses. So we took advantage of that. The land is available. Works and Housing has land. They have given us some portion, and we're going to develop it together with our sister agencies like State Housing are also going to do something there. We're also going to do something there. All to the benefit.
Who is funding this?
TDC is going to fund it, of course.
How much is involved?
I will not be able to tell you the figure now, but we know the first phase is going to be about 1,000 flats.
1,000 flats?
2-bedroom, 1,000 flats. 1,000 of 2 bedrooms. That's what we are going to do. As you can see on the screen, this is what we are going to we are looking at when on completion. And the service plots will be also available. Those who think that they can just buy their land and build something to their own taste. Of course, we control the external, and you control the internal, because we want to have some uniformity. It's a gated community. The roads will be done by TDC. Water, light.
Are you doing this only in Ho? No. You have any other plans for the Tema area?
Starting point. We are moving to Kumasi, we are moving to all the regional capital. But now, per our strategic plan, we are looking at 5 regions. Ashanti region, Volta region, Eastern region, Central region, and Western region. So
there will be community what? 28, 29, 30?
Excellent.
And all that.
And the unique thing about this estate is that it's going to be smart city in terms of utilities. You don't need to go and carry cylinders along, moving about. We're going to have a central sewage system.
Okay, so those are the features. Some viewers are sending us questions. This one says, who would be responsible for the maintenance? This is from Lincoln, Abraham Lincoln. Who would be responsible for the maintenance in the space of the mortgage you mentioned earlier? And another person says, buildings like this, before you realize politicians take up all the apartments like we've seen before, what's different this time around? 2 questions.
What's different this time around is that we are determined that some of these buildings will not be sold to politicians. I've said it severally. When we were launching this, I've said it. When we were even launching our 24-hour economy, I said it. That we are going to be determined that the Ghanaian, the ordinary Ghanaian, must be the focus, and they must benefit from this. As long as I remain in office.
How competitive are you going to be? Compared to the commercial? Very,
very competitive. In fact, nobody can compete with us. As a matter of fact, I must be very honest with you. The private people are profit-oriented. We are not profit-oriented. That is why we keep making the case that they should look into our taxes. Let's give us some tax incentives, because we built some of these buildings. We put in.
Are we not going to see another Saglem in the Oxygen City?
No, Saglem is a special case. We are dealing with TDC, a company that is over several decades, almost 60 years old, older than you and I, probably everybody in this building. That's the company we are dealing with, compared to Saglem.
So this is
was being handled by
another Saglem in the making.
No. You can't say that when it comes to TDC. Okay, Oxygen City is being masterminded by TDC Ghana Limited, and we are the one fronting this thing and going to execute it.
Okay, and then the mortgage issue.
Yes, the mortgage, that's what I said earlier on. We are partnering some banks, like EcoBank is coming on board, Consolidated, what's the name of that bank?
Consolidated Bank.
Consolidated Bank of Ghana.
Yeah.
CGB. They are coming on board. This bank is also coming on board.
So
Republic Bank.
Okay.
We have had we have a lot of discussion, and they are all coming on board to see how best we can, support the buyers who will come and buy in the long term. My only challenge is that they come with their own terms and conditions, where a house you buy from TDC, let's say 500,000, you end up paying 1 million. That's why we are trying to iron it out properly.
Okay.
Because we don't want it to be a burden to the Ghanaian.
Okay.
We are looking at
that point has been made. I have a lot of questions to ask you. TDC Community 22, the roads are so bad there. You sold these houses to people. Who is supposed to be taking care of those roads?
Once we complete these buildings and they are in operational, some of them are being managed by the associations, and they take care of it.
Which association?
They have associations.
The residents?
Yes, the residents.
So they are supposed to take care of these
some
roads?
Some of them can put themselves together. With the support of TDC, we maintain the road.
What is the official arrangement when I come to buy a home?
That's where the challenge is. That is why we are saying that now, every community we are building, there will be a facility management unit to manage it. We are not going to build any community and just leave it like that. No more.
Okay. And what kind of Tema do you want to see by the time you leave office as the MD of TDC?
A clean Tema, a Tema free of containers, Tema free of kiosks, a decent Tema where we transform, Kwame Nkrumah build these buildings. We must think and take it higher. A Tema where we have high-rise buildings like we have in London. Right. Tema where we have high-rise buildings like we have in Amsterdam.
All right.
That is the kind of Tema we are looking at.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
It's going to be tough. It's going to be difficult.
We will keep watching and keep updating residents of Tema on this particular situation. We've been discussing housing deficits across the country, and we zoomed into Tema to look at the peculiar problem there in the Tema metropolis. This has been The Probe. I am Carlos Scaloni. Thank you so much for watching and listening to us on Joy 99.7 FM. Bye-bye.